All right, next up we have Sarah Linke from Firehorse Health. All right.
In the last few months, psychedelics have gone from Woodstock and the war on drugs to the White House and Wall Street. This past spring, an executive order directed the FDA to accelerate the review. And just this past week, Eli Lilly agreed to acquire a psychedelic company for a whopping $3.8 billion. Talk about changing your mind. But just an hour south of here, veterans are crossing the border seeking treatment with psychedelic medicine after facing years of inadequate options for PTSD and traumatic brain injury. And then they come home, and they face the same relationships, triggers, and patterns with little support to help them turn those breakthroughs into lasting change. And that's the gap that Firehorse Health is designed to fill. Firehorse Health is a comprehensive virtual care program combining human-led care with AI-enabled digital support. And its North Star is to ensure accessibility and affordability at scale through health plan coverage. I'm Dr. Sarah Linke, and I'm a clinical psychologist and behavioral scientist. And I've spent the last 20 years building and scaling evidence-based behavior change programs. And most recently, I supported the clinical evidence supporting Omada Health's IPO. And with my advisors, I'm bridging the gap between digital health and psychedelic medicine. And we have traction to start building the case for insurance coverage. Psychedelics could very well transform the landscape of mental health care. But a molecule can only open the door. It can't walk you through it. So please vote for Firehorse Health and help turn breakthrough treatments into lasting transformation. Yeah, great question. So we will be tracking clinical outcomes through the program itself, so through the app. So patients are self-reporting on a regular basis. They'll be asked every day how they're feeling, and then on a regular cadence, completing kind of the standard kinds of forms that they would, and then they'll be reviewing those with the clinician that's meeting with them on at least a monthly basis. Yeah.
What's your guys' business model? Have you started thinking about a potential exit strategy on this one?
Yeah, good question. The business model is, so we're starting with, because it's a long journey to get to be covered by a health plan, starting with a combination of a cash pay model as well as starting to partner with places like the VA and other employers that might be willing to cover this and try a pilot within employer-based care, enterprise care. And then our exit strategy is good question. IPO would be kind of the highest bar, and there's always lots of other ways to get acquired over there. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so we are not, we're providing everything but the medicine. So we're just providing the wraparound support. So basically we are adapted to each psychedelic that would have a different neuroplasticity window. So we're able to adapt to each, but we're not providing the medicine session itself.
I'm wondering, are your patients always in the military, or is this also offered for civilians as well?
Yeah, great question. So our beachhead market is the military and veterans, but we will be opening this up to everyone. So this would be for anyone who's using psychedelics as a treatment. Mm-hmm. If I'm understanding the question correctly, could this be sold to clinicians as a tool to help with the treatment? Yeah, good question. So our business model is for the patients and eventual health plan coverage, so that we basically so we have the providers that are working for us, so it's a combined program. So we're basically in charge of the whole quality and owning the outcomes that way. That's how we can get insurance to reimburse it, because we're able to deliver on the outcomes and the savings as well, which we wouldn't be able to do if we're selling to individual providers who are in charge of their own.
What part of the software system makes it psychedelic specific as opposed to just any like cannabis or any other alternative medicine?
Yeah, so we'll be, for one, with the humans, we'll be working with therapists and coaches who are specifically trained in providing psychedelic-assisted therapy. And we'll be providing them also with additional training to make sure that they're using the model, the Firehorse model, which is based in acceptance and commitment therapy, which is an evidence-based therapy, as well as behavioral science in general, so thinking about the whole person. Now I lost your question, sorry. So.
Why is it, what makes it psychedelic specific?
Oh yeah, sorry. So the training of the clinicians and the coaches, as well as in the program itself, we'll be really building it around that window of neuroplasticity. And so when there's a particular openness to change, we'll be having certain program components that will really capitalize on that. And we'll guide the patient through that journey in a way that's specific to the medicine that they're using.
What is the current status of FDA approvals for psychedelics in this type of treatment?
Yeah, so right now the treatment, the psychedelic that is nationally approved is ketamine, and the one that's covered by insurance is a specific form called Spravato. And in Colorado and Oregon, there are state legal models of psilocybin. And then for right now, there's a really big pipeline of many, many other psychedelics that are getting near, the finish line. There's one in particular that will be a synthetic psilocybin, and that's the closest it's made by Compass Pathways, and anticipating approval by the end of the year or early next year. And then there's a whole array of others, MDMA, LSD, DMT, that are in the pipeline in phase 2 and 3.
All right, run but how did you come up with the name?
Well, it's the year of the Firehorse, and it's founded at the beginning of the year, and the Firehorse really symbolizes transformation, forward movement, action, reclamation, and that's really what Firehorse is all about.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, just get. Okay.
All right, next up we have Kevin Clark with Orange Toucan.